What's going on, everybody? Welcome on into the live show. I know this is kind of not really a scheduled stream, kind of a surprise, kind of in the middle of the day, but just wanted to come on here, talk some Philadelphia Eagles news and rumors with you guys. And we got some stuff we're going to touch on here in this stream today. Before we do that, let's get to some of these comments first. Say what's up to some people. Stuart, what's going on, man? How you doing? Brian Cruz, what is this comment? What we got? TSKY Productions, was good, Philly fan. How you doing, bro? King of the East 21, another W stream. Again, hey, everyone who's in here, I appreciate you. Make sure you like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, but I'm sure you guys have because this was not scheduled at all. But let's talk about a couple things going on with the Philadelphia Eagles right now. So one of the things I wanted to talk about just a little bit here was, what should the Eagles do at the safety position? Now, obviously, I think that that's easily their biggest position of need right now. Obviously, lost both their starting safeties from last season, Marcus Epps and C.J. Gardner-Johnson now. So we're going to look at some other potential options for them. One, obviously, Kevin Byard is the number one option that a lot of Eagles fans obviously would love for him to be on the team. So let's go check this out real fast. I'm going to pull this up on the screen. Actually, you guys can't see that because I remember looking back at my other one, and that's kind of hard to see. So let me pull it up on a little bit of a bigger screen. Okay, there we go. Now, so obviously nothing really new has gone on with this Kevin Byard situation. It's just kind of like, this is the guy that I think a lot of Eagles fans obviously would want to be on the team. I think he'd be an upgrade over C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He's been one of the best safeties in the entire league over the course of his entire 7-year career so far with the Tennessee Titans. He's had 5 seasons of 4+ interceptions. He led the league 1 year with 8 picks. He's a difference maker on the defensive side of the ball for sure. And he has some Philadelphia ties. Right here we have a tweet from, I don't even know who this is, some random guy, but these are some facts here. Kevin Byard was born and raised in Philadelphia until he was 14 years old. He lists Brian Dawkins as one of his football role models. He has family in Philadelphia. He's former teammates with Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown. He declined a pay cut two days ago. Is Kevin Byard a future Eagle? Now, obviously, these are just rumors. This is stuff that we've already talked about before. But I do think it's really interesting because I think that would be I think everyone really expected us to lose a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball this offseason, and we definitely have. But I think that they've done a good job kind of weathering the storm of being able to bring guys back. They brought back, obviously, Slay's back, Bradbury's back, Brandon Graham's back, Fletcher Cox is back. They've been able to bring back some of these guys in addition to having, they have Reddick, Maddox, Sweat. Those guys were already under contract. So I don't think their defense is it's not going to be extremely bad next season. I think a lot of it depends on how Sean Desai is and what his strategy, his scheme looks like. As long as he's a little bit more aggressive than Jonathan Gannon and he makes more adjustments throughout the course of games, I think the Eagles defense is in a good position because let's face it, next year the Eagles are going to be relying heavily on their offense to come out and win them games. A lot more so than last season because last season their defense. I mean, their defense was so talented that they put up historic numbers. Obviously, they had 70 sacks. You said the mic is glitching. My fault. So you guys might have to just for a couple minutes. It'll probably fix itself as we go here. I don't really know what to do about it because it's done this before. So I think it'll correct itself in a little bit. Let me know if it doesn't. But what was I saying? Yeah, basically. What was I saying? I completely forgot I lost my train. Oh yeah. Eagles offense we're going to be relying on them more to win us games more so than the defense. The defense was historic last season. I think as long as the defense is average, maybe a little bit above average, we're not honestly, they have enough talent to still be a pretty solid defense. It's just, I think a lot of it depends on the defensive coordinator, but let's read some of these comments here. Hey, what's going on? Chiquita. I'm a NASCAR and NFL fan at the same time. Man, NASCAR, I don't think I've ever watched a single NASCAR race. He said, too bad Jalen Mills re-signed with the Pats. So, yeah, I was going to get to that. Let's go switch over here. So that just happened. How long ago did that happen? 2 hours ago from the time that I pulled this up. So maybe 3 hours ago now. But, yeah, this is interesting. I think a lot of people wanted a Jalen Mills kind of like Jalen Mills reunion in Philadelphia. And I think that it could have been good. Jalen Mills, is a guy who, like, he's good sometimes, and then other times he has his really bad moments. But I think he's a serviceable player, and he definitely would have been, if he were to come back to Philadelphia, someone to fill out that safety position. And obviously, the safety position, like I said, biggest position in need. They got maybe one guy on their roster that's going to get some playing time at that, I would think, at the safety position, which is Reed Blankenship, especially with losing both starting safeties. I would guess Reed Blankenship gets his opportunity to start, but I think a lot of people were looking at Jalen Mills as a potential option to fill that void left by C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and now, obviously, re-signing with the Patriots. So, I don't know. Did he ever want to come back to Philly? Because he was tweeting stuff out and, doing all that sort of, that sort of stuff. And it seemed like he might want to return to Philly, but maybe we just interpreted it wrong. You know what I'm saying? You said what? There's no way that's true. There's no way that one's true. Nah, I don't even want to. That's like a troll. There's no way I actually believe that. Is Bijan Robinson going to the Eagles? So yeah, I wanted to talk about this too because I made a video on it yesterday. If you haven't checked it out, you should check it out already. But obviously, he had a pre-draft visit with the Eagles yesterday, which obviously is really interesting news because it's one of the first pre-draft visits that we've heard about that the Eagles have hosted with another player. And obviously, Bijan Robinson, I think he's probably the first guy that the Eagles could potentially pick in the first round that they're actually hosting pre-draft. And I think that that's really interesting because I think that shows a lot of interest from both sides. Well, especially, Bijan's going to get drafted by whoever drafts him, but the Eagles, I think, have a lot of interest in it. And, I think it's weird because a lot of people, as we know, don't necessarily like the idea of drafting a running back early. People think the Eagles might have bigger needs on the defensive side of the ball they need to fill. And while I understand that, I wouldn't be mad if they went out and they picked up like a safety or something else like that. I see this as a pretty realistic option. Number one, because of the pre-draft visit, but two, this would be a move that like sets your offense up for even more success, like for the next 4 or 5 seasons. Because, if Bijan Robinson, I think, is going to come into whatever team he gets drafted to and be a difference maker, be a playmaker. I think he has a high potential to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. So if the Eagles were to draft him, I think that would be a big difference maker for the Eagles offense. Like, could you guys imagine, like, Jalen Hurts, he's dropping back, right? And then he goes, like, Bijan Robinson out of the backfield, number one. Like, it's just, he's another weapon on that Eagles offense. Like, imagine the RPO game with Jalen Hurts and Bijan Robinson. You have the fake, the handoff, and teams are going to have to account for Bijan Robinson going one way and Jalen Hurts potentially pulling it and going the other direction. Or he can pull it and pass the ball to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. It would just be absolutely insane. And I think that Bijan Robinson would be a huge difference maker and make the Eagles offense even more unstoppable. Let's read this comment here. King of the East 21, he said, I don't want Bijan Robinson because we just signed Rashad Penny, and I think the Eagles need to go find other weapons on defense like a safety. I definitely hear what you're saying, and I wouldn't be mad at all if the Eagles did pick a safety in the first round if they don't address it in free agency. But I think from, the things that have been coming out recently, it just seems more likely that the Eagles would go with, a running back than a safety in the first round. Number one, because they had this visit with Bijan Robinson, but two, like, safety has not really been a position that, I don't remember even the last time they took a safety in the first round. I probably wasn't even a fan at the time that it happened, but I like what's his name? Brian Branch from Alabama. I think he's a really good player, but the thing with Rashad Penny is he's a pretty injury prone guy. Obviously he's been dealing with I think he's coming off a broken leg last season. I think, was it a torn ACL or torn Achilles he had a couple seasons prior. And when he's on the field, he's great. I really like him, and I think, like, even Kenny Gainwell, I think, could be a really good running back. I think he could be a good running back number one option given that opportunity, but that's not a sure thing. He's not a proven number one option kind of guy, right? So I think, if the Eagles want to go in the direction of drafting Bijan Robinson, I don't think that he's a guy that you're going to look back on and be like, oh, I can't believe the Eagles drafted him. That was a really bad pick, because I think he's just that big of a difference maker. Yeah, man, I don't know. I think I would really like Bijan Robinson on the Eagles. Like, first of all, this looks solid. Number 25. That's Shady's number, so I don't know why he'd be wearing that. But I really think it would just be incredible to watch that. Like, that would just give your offense a whole another level that they could reach. Like, I apologize. Let me take a drink of water. I've been talking a lot. But I really, as much as, some people, again, don't want to draft a running back early, they don't see the point in it. First of all, we have 2 first-round picks, so you could still go defense with whatever. You could take Bijan Robinson with one of your picks, and then the other one could be dedicated to picking a defensive player. But I really just think that, you couldn't go wrong with adding him to the team, I think. And that sets the Eagles' offense up, even better for the next 4 or 5 seasons. Like, this is not just a move for now. Like, sure, the defense is going to regress a little bit next season. I think everybody knows that. But I don't think you're going to go out in this draft and then, like, pick players to – how do I explain this? You're not going to be able to pick players that are going to be able to fill the roles of a guy like Javon Hargrave and have that level of production right away, or pick guys that would have the level of C.J. Gardner-Johnson right away. Like, you're not going to be able to get back to your elite level of defensive talent that you had last season, even if you do dedicate all defense. And I think it's a given that the defense is going to take a step back this year. So picking a guy like Bijan Robinson, like, he's going to be here for the next 4 or 5 seasons. That's elite production from your running back, and you don't have to pay him a lot. So I think that would be a really good move, honestly. Like, I get why other people would want to draft defense, and I would not be opposed to picking 2 defensive players as long as they think they're getting guys that are really talented and those are the right guys. But I also think that you just can't go wrong with drafting Bijan Robinson. So, let's see here. Angela Woods, with Gardner Minshew gone to the Colts, do you think Marcus Mariota will be a good backup for Jalen Hurts? I definitely think Marcus Mariota is a good backup for Jalen Hurts. He was the number one guy I wanted at that backup quarterback position, because last season, in the couple games that Jalen Hurts had to miss, unfortunately, when Gardner Minshew stepped in, they were running the same sort of offense that they run with Jalen Hurts. And, he just didn't it didn't set him up for success, and he just didn't look good in that system. So I like Mariota coming in because he has a similar play style to Jalen Hurts. He's a mobile quarterback, and I think that that fits, what the Eagles do very, very well. So I'm happy about the Mariota signing. And it's funny because I remember, like, I started watching the Eagles in, like, 2013, right? So a couple years in, like, obviously when you first start watching, you don't know everything. I was like, 9 years old. So a couple years in, I started hearing the stuff about Marcus Mariota and how the Eagles were, like, pushing really hard to go trade up and get him. And, I was thinking I was going to be watching Marcus Mariota for the foreseeable future. I thought the Eagles were going to get him because that's all I heard about for that pretty much that entire offseason leading up to the draft. And obviously, it didn't happen. I'm glad it didn't happen. But it's funny that he's an Eagle now. And I think, again, he's the perfect backup for Jalen Hurts. He's 21. I wouldn't hate if they did pick Bijan because that offense would be deadly. But I feel like the Eagles need to look other spots in the team. Yeah, I completely understand that. I completely understand that because there's other positions of need. It's just like, where would you go? Because, first of all, I know this is a little different, but, like, people that say, oh, well, Howie doesn't value a running back. Well, when's the last time that they picked a safety or a corner or a position like that in the first round? Like, they typically go with a lineman. Like, obviously they did that last season. They occasionally will go with a wide receiver. Like, we saw that with Devontae Smith. We saw it with Jalen Reagor. We saw it with Nelson Aguilar. Before that, they didn't really do that all that much. And obviously we don't need a wide receiver now, so they're not going to do that. They don't ever go tight end, which obviously we don't need one, but I'm just kind of listing positions off. Like, they don't ever go linebacker. So, I mean, the positions in need on this team, I would say, even with the Nicholas Morrow sign, we can talk about that in a bit if you guys want. But, I mean, the linebacker position is not a position I see them going out and drafting early. Cornerback, I thought 100% they were going to pick a cornerback in the first round before they brought back Darius Slay and James Bradbury. So, obviously, I think it'd be weird if they were to pick a cornerback in the first round now, especially at 10, because even though, obviously you have a guy to learn behind veterans and do all that, you also have Greedy Williams. He's probably going to be like that backup cornerback, learning from Slay and Bradbury and seeing if he can develop, because he's on a cheap contract for 1 year. So it'll be interesting to see what he does this season. But I don't see them picking a corner in the first round anymore because they have Slay and Bradbury locked up for the next 3 seasons. So how are you going to have a guy that you pick that early sitting, for that long? So the only other position I would see is okay, maybe they could pick this as a safety, and they don't seem to want to do that ever. Again, running back is similar. They haven't picked a running back in the first round the entire time that Howie Roseman has been the general manager. But I think it's more likely, especially, with the pre-draft visit of Bijan Robinson visiting with the Eagles, with the interest they had in Christian McCaffrey back in 2017. That's also an interesting point that I didn't really remember that because I wasn't really obviously as immersed in the offseason news as I am now back then. But they had pre-draft interest in Christian McCaffrey. They were looking to go trade up to get him. So I think it's more realistic that they use a first-round pick on a running back than on, a safety. Even though I wouldn't be opposed to it, I think it's probably more likely. You commented the same thing twice. All right, hold on. Let me take a drink. Yeah. But speaking of the safety position, I guess we can look at some of the other remaining free agent safeties. Well, I pulled up this list here from PFF, and basically it was just all the free agent safeties. Now most of these guys are gone. Obviously, I couldn't find one where it was it just had all the available remaining guys. But I think the first one that I saw on here that's still available is Taylor Rapp. Taylor Rapp has been a good player for the Rams, and I think that would be interesting. I want to know, how much money that would be should the Eagles go try to get him. But I definitely think that could be an option. I know Thornhill went to the Browns, I believe. Donovan Wilson went back to the Cowboys. Amos is still available. He's the guy that I think would be a really, really good option. He had a really good year last year with the Packers. He's a good tackler. He's a good player. And, he hits hard too, which is something that you like to see from the safety position. But I think I'd really like him. Let's read this here. Amos had long been one of the most consistent, reliable safeties across the NFL, allowing an explosive reception on just 1% of coverage snaps over 5 seasons from 2017 to 2021, and forcing an incompletion on 17.3% of targets into coverage over the span, which ranks tied for 21st. He took a step back in 2022, earning a 54.2 grade, a career low mark. Apparently, I thought he had a good season last year, but I guess I just was looking at basic stats. I didn't really look at the advanced stuff, but apparently he took a little step back. That said, betting on a bounce back 2023 campaign for a versatile defensive back who has logged roughly 1,000 snaps in 5 straight seasons could be worthwhile. While Amos may not have the highest ceiling before 2022, his floor was very, very high. I think that's good. That's interesting. Again, I like Adrian Amos. I think he'd be a really good option. So we should take Bijan at 10 and trade up for Branch. That would be really, really. I don't see them doing that. I think that'd be cool, and I'd like to see it. But what would they have to trade up to get from 30 all the way up to, where is it projected that Branch is going to end up getting selected? Because, if they can do that, I would be all for it, because I think those are the 2 guys in the draft right now that I know the most about. They fill 2 positions of need. It's just, I don't know how realistic that is, but I like it. Said everybody's leaving the Eagles, but why? You worked so hard all season to go to the Super Bowl, but now you diss your team like that. That's sad. The guy that's dissing his team is C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I don't know what he's doing. He switched up real fast. I know he's saying we switched up, but he left us. So, whatever. But he's now talking trash. He said the Lions, have the more talented team than the 2022 Eagles, which, I guess he's supposed to say that because he's on the Lions now, but still. And then what else did he say? He said a couple other things. I can't remember. You guys can remind me if you want, but it was he was talking trash on Eagles fans pretty much. So, get out of here, CJ. But all the other guys, what was I going to say? All the other guys, they're looking for the money. They were looking for the money. And the Eagles they didn't have enough money to pay all of them. So it makes sense. It's just, it's unfortunate. But some of these guys, if they wanted to, they could have taken some pay cuts. I think that's why you see a lot of the older players staying, because they have already probably gotten paid at some other point in their career. Fletcher Cox is back. He's already been paid a couple times. Brandon Graham's back on a discount. James Bradbury's now, I think he's 29. He's going to turn 30 at some point. It's before the season, I don't know, but he's going to turn 30 next season at some point. He's a guy that, I'm sure, I think he was paid before, obviously. Last season, I think he was on a $10 million deal. He got paid more this offseason by the Eagles. He definitely revitalized his career in Philadelphia last season and earned more money, but he turned down more money from other teams to come back. He's a little bit older. Darius Slay, he's coming back as well. He wants to stay in Philadelphia. And then who else? Kelsey came back. I mean, that was his decision. He wasn't going to go to any other team. But I think that's why you see some of these, these guys that are more loyal to the Eagles, with the exception of Bradbury. I think Bradbury was the big surprise. But all these other guys, they have a little bit more loyalty to the Eagles. They came back. And then guys like, Kaiser White, who was just here for 1 year, he's gone. CJ Gardner-Johnson, he's gone. Javon Hargrave, he's been here for the past couple seasons. He built his value up. He was just a guy we couldn't pay. Like $20 million per season, or a little bit more than that, is a lot. So, I mean, I can't blame him for leaving. It's just like, I wish he didn't go to the 49ers, obviously. And then you got, some other, like TJ Edwards is gone as well. That's interesting. But, like, he's a younger guy. I kind of wish the Eagles could have found a way to keep him. But at the same time, like, I get it. It's whatever. He said re-sign all of them. Like, we just didn't have the money to do that. They all wanted to get paid. They all left us. So it is what it is, I guess. But I still think that the Eagles have done a pretty good job, weathering the storm, filling up those positions that, I mean, we lost a bunch of guys, but we also brought a good amount of those guys back. So I think that's something that's positive. This is an interesting one here for the Eagles to look at safety. Rodney McLeod, because, obviously he was here for a really long time. He won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. Could bringing him back be a good decision? I honestly, like, for cheap, for a 1-year deal, I definitely think that this would be a good option. Number one, because, like, he's kind of like, he's a leader. Like, he's been on this Eagles team, obviously, before. He was a captain, I believe, the year. I don't remember how many times he was a captain, but I definitely remember him being a captain his last year with the team. And he's still a productive player. I'll read this here. It says, the 11-year veteran is coming off a career year in 2022, logging more than 1,000 snaps and earning career-high overall 80.1 and coverage 85.3 grades at 32 years old. McLeod primarily used to line up in the deep third, but he logged a career-high 527 snaps down in the box and was so effective that he played instead of the young recent draft picks who were initially given starting jobs and expected to take over long-term. Like, Rodney McLeod, I feel like a lot of people don't like the idea of bringing him back, but he's a good player still. Like, I definitely would do it. I think bringing him back has multiple benefits. Like, obviously, he's still productive, but, again, he's a leader. He would be, a valuable veteran presence in that Philadelphia Eagles secondary, and I think bringing him back would definitely be a good idea. Obviously, Marcus Epps is gone. Nick Scott's gone. Deron Harmon, I think he probably got re-signed. Is Deshaun Elliott still available? I'm not sure. I know 100% John Johnson is still available. He's also a solid player. He's rated pretty low here, but he's definitely a guy that I think the Eagles could also go look at the safety position. I definitely see that as a possibility. See, Deshaun, he's with the Niners. Wait, so does it tell me where they signed? Because, no, it doesn't. See, this one says this. I don't know why this says, re-signed with the 49ers. I don't know why this one specifically is telling me where he is. But Kareem Jackson, I believe, is still available. Again, another option to look at. Terrell Edmonds, he's another guy that I mentioned before. There's a lot of different ways the Eagles could go. I just don't know what it's going to be. And I was hoping coming on here would give them, let me pull this back to full screen. I was hoping coming on live stream might mean that they could they can make a move, because every time I've been on live stream, it seems like they do something. Like last time I was streaming, CJ left. That wasn't obviously us doing something, but something happened. The time before that, what was the time before that? We got Greedy Williams, and Darius Slay re-signed, and then the time before that, Darius Slay, like right as I was about to go on, Darius Slay was like reported to be cut soon. So, every time, and then the first time earlier, like last week when free agency first started, obviously a bunch of stuff was going down right away. But yeah, there's been a lot of stuff, going on when I've been on live. So I thought maybe coming on here would give them a little, something might happen. Maybe I could go look at ML football real fast, see if anything has been going on just in, the rest of the NFL. I was going to talk about a couple other things like Lamar Jackson and all that. So hold on a second. Let's see what we got going with ML football here. What are they going to say? What are they going to tell me? What's new? Let's see. Sorry, guys. I don't know why. My internet is so slow right now. Can we load, please? There we go. Yeah, I've seen that tweet about 1,000 times. That's interesting. Update. Former Browns running back. Excuse me. Former Browns free agent running back D'Ernest Johnson reached an agreement on a 1-year deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, that is definitely, so they, what's their name? What's his name? ETN. He's definitely solid, but D'Ernest Johnson is a guy who, when he was given opportunities, he was pretty good. So, I'll be interested to see what kind of role he gets in Doug Peterson's offense in Jacksonville. That's definitely some news. Another linebacker's off the board. Okay, Browns have agreed to terms with linebacker Anthony Walker Jr., so I was going to talk about linebacker for a little bit at some point, but there you go. Another linebacker off the board. I don't know if the Eagles are done at linebacker. I would make my guess that they're probably, at least they have their starters set at this point. I don't know how you guys feel about Nicholas Morrow. Oh, here's another linebacker. Hold on. The Texans are signing former Raiders linebacker Denzel Perryman, the Pro Bowler, had 154 tackles in 2021 and 14 tackles for loss last year. Now gets a 1-year deal in Houston. I thought he was one of the better linebackers left. So it seems like the Eagles are probably, I would think they're just about done at linebacker. I don't see them drafting one. I think, their starters, as they are now, Nicholas Morrow and Nakobe Dean are pretty much set. And I'm not super opposed to that. I think Nicholas Morrow is a good player. I watched a little bit of tape on him, but he, last year, career year, 116 tackles, led the team, 11 for loss and interception. He's really good in pass coverage, by the way. And he attacks, the ball carry. He's aggressive in the way that he tackles. I think he's going to be a good player. I was listening to Adam Schefter talk about it, and he said that he thinks that Nicholas Morrow is a good player. So I'm excited to have him. I think he's solid, but definitely seems like the Eagles might be done at linebacker. Some of these other linebackers are agreeing to deals with other teams. Let's read this comment right here. Heard some news from OBJ. My uncle just saw this on ESPN. He might go to the Chiefs or Ravens. I'm not kidding about this. Oh, dude. Don't go to the Chiefs. That would really suck. I'm not going to lie. I don't want that to happen. Odell Beckham Jr. I have heard stuff with him and the Chiefs. I hope that doesn't happen. Is there any? You said your uncle saw it on ESPN. Where is this? Recruiting his former Rams. New guy. I don't really see anything. I definitely think it can be interesting, but I have heard a little bit of stuff with him and the Chiefs. I'm not I haven't, I haven't seen a bunch of stuff, but I have heard here and there stuff about him potentially going to the Chiefs. And I really would not like that because, I want us to win the Super Bowl. And if, we're playing in the Super Bowl, more than likely, we're probably, Kansas City Chiefs are one of the most likely opponents we play. I don't want to see that. So what's this here? Odell Beckham Jr. seems to indicate he's been offered only $4 million per year. It's not enough for OBJ to sign. How much does he want? He's coming off an injury. He didn't play last year. Cowboys out because they got Brandon Cooks. That makes sense. I don't see anything else. So, that's definitely interesting. I feel like we're going to be silly and grab Bijan at 10, or maybe we'll trade back a couple spots and grab him. Look, Bijan Robinson is one of the best players in the draft in general, and I know he's a running back. It's just you don't draft a running back early or whatever, but he's so talented and he's a difference maker, man. I would not be mad at all. If he's there at 10 and, we're afraid, I don't know. So I have to refresh my brain on the exact draft order. I don't know who else could snag him, but it's I wouldn't mind us taking him at 10. I initially would, but if he's the best player there, if that's what it takes to get him, sure. Now, if you can trade back and still get him, I'd be all for it because obviously you get more, draft compensation more than likely. But I would like to see Bijan Robinson in Philadelphia. I definitely do not think that would be a bad move at all. Brian Branch I'll get to that in a minute. Brian Branch at 10. I don't see it happening, man. I don't see it happening. I wouldn't mind it. I would not mind it at all. from what I've seen of Brian Branch, he looks really good. I think more than likely the Eagles are going to address the safety position through free agency. There's still a good amount of decent starting caliber safeties left on the open market that I think the Eagles could definitely go after. So I would see them doing that, especially since I haven't seen them draft. I mean, they haven't drafted a running back early in the first round with Howie as the general manager ever, but they also haven't done that with safety. And I think running back's a little bit more likely because you've seen them in the past be interested in Christian McCaffrey. They had this pre-draft visit with Bijan Robinson, and they spent a second-round pick on Miles Sanders, which isn't a first-round pick, but that's a high, that's pretty valuable That's a pretty valuable draft asset to spend on the running back. So I don't see it being, I would think that they're more likely to draft a running back at 10 than a safety because there's a lot more guys they could go after and get for pretty cheap in free agency at the safety position. And there's not really, if they're not comfortable with where they're at running back and they think they can get a difference maker like Bijan Robinson, I see that as a more likely possibility. So, okay. I'm a Chiefs fan, but I don't even know what you meant to say there. But, I mean, he's talking about the Odell Beckham Jr. thing. I don't really know what to make of that comment. I'd about this, like, okay. You'd be excited. You would not be excited. Like, I'm sure you'd be excited about it. The Eagles should draft Bijan Robinson at 10 and Jackson Smith. I don't even know how to say that last name. I'm not even going to try. I have to do some research on him because I've heard his name as well. At 30, we can just have an elite offense score 35 plus a game. I see why some people think that. I think it'd be fine to get Bijan Robinson at 10, but I don't think they should go offense with their first 2 picks in the draft. I still think you got to build, that defense a little bit. I think the defense is going to be a lot better in 2024, especially with all the compensatory picks they have, than it's going to be next year. So if you can, get a Bijan Robinson, right, and build your offense, make it elite, but you have 2 elite wide receivers, and I don't know why they would go out and spend another valuable asset on a wide receiver that he probably would get like 3, 4, maybe 5 targets a game max. Like probably not even that. Like I don't know why they would spend another first round pick on a wide receiver. I could see them drafting, Bijan Robinson and then a defensive player later in the draft. So let's see here. What was I doing? Would not hate having both of them. We just always seem to go D-line early. I wouldn't mind a crazy elite offense that's super young. I mean, that would be cool, definitely for sure. I do see them probably going with a defensive lineman at some point early in this draft because that's just what the Eagles are known for doing. And with losing Javon Hargrave, I think that's definitely a possibility that the Eagles go and let me pull myself back to the full screen. They go and take a defensive lineman early in this draft. I have to do some more research on some of the names though. He said, I really want Gonzalez, though. See, this is the thing that I'm a little confused about because I think definitely before we got back Slay, before we got back Bradbury, I definitely thought like corner was the move at 10. But I don't see why we would do that now because as much as it'd be great to get a really good young corner and build for the future, like Slay and Bradbury are both under contract now for the next 3 seasons. So I don't see why, you would pick a cornerback that early in the draft for them to just sit behind those 2. And we also have Greedy Williams as well. And he'd probably be ahead of Greedy Williams on the depth chart, but I just don't see why you would do that when you have 2 guys that are elite at that position that even though they're a little bit older, they're under contract for 3 more seasons. If it was like 1 or 2 more seasons, then I would completely understand, but that's not the case. So I don't quite get it. Let's see. Chiefs got John Ross, but that's bad sign. We have to, I don't even know what it's a bad sign. We have to, I don't know. So you said they got John Ross. I didn't even see that. That's interesting. I don't know. Is that, I wouldn't say that's a good sign for them going and getting Odell because they got another receiver, but it's not like John Ross is this elite player that, is going to be the difference between them getting Odell and not. So I'm not sure. What do I take at the 1.07 rookie draft in PPO? What? I don't. What trade would you make as a GM? I don't even know how to answer that question. I don't even know what trade. I ain't a GM, man. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know what I would even want to trade for. Like, I have to look at I have to know the cap space first of all, because I'm not like, I know we have a limited amount of cap space, but I don't know the exact numbers. So I'm just like, oh, you're talking about fantasy football. Oh, dude, I ain't even thought about that yet. Tony Hardman MVS. Yeah, that's solid. That's solid. I mean, that's like three. So did they re-sign McCole Hardman? Because I know he's a free agent, right? But that's three guys that are I would say are pretty fast. Yeah. You guys might be set at receiver, but like I can still see them going out and making a play for Odell. Is Hardman a free agent still? I haven't heard anything about him. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Sorry. Let me pull up. Is McCole Hardman still a free agent? Because he was a guy I also heard the Eagles, that would be a solid option for the Eagles at wide receiver 3 if they did want to move on from Quez Watkins. But I think they're going to stick with Quez. That's just my opinion. But whether you agree with that or not is a different question. I'm pretty sure he's still a free agent. Chiefs free agent McCole Hardman best fits if he does not come back to KC, Bears, Falcons, Browns, and Vikings. According to D Wolves on KSTP, the Vikings and free agent wide receiver McCole Hardman have had casual talks involving a contract. Nothing is imminent, but Hardman is a burner and can take tops off defenses. Yeah. Tops off of defenses, yeah. I don't think he's on the Chiefs right now. Yeah, he's still a free agent. He's not signed to anybody. So you guys, again, that might still be a sign that the Chiefs could go out and make a play for Odell Beckham if they don't want to bring McCole Hardman back. So I'd love to see the Chiefs bring back McCole Hardman on a 1-year, $10 million deal. Hardman's current market value, according to Spotrac, is set at $10.3 million per year. Well, we've yet to see any deal come close to finalizing for him across the league. Folks forget how solid. Don't finish your thought, I guess. Yeah, so he's not on the team. Like, you guys still definitely have a shot at going and getting Odell Beckham. So that's interesting. I hope it doesn't happen. Dude, now I got to catch up to these comments. What even happened? If we somehow could sign DeAndre Hopkins, no chance. No shot. Too expensive. We already are set at receiver. Like, there's other positions we got to worry about. We just don't have the money, unfortunately. Hopkins is obviously great. It's just like, it's not going to happen. Gibbs. Charbonnet, I just know if they're there. Yeah, I got to do some more research on some of these draft prospects. I know Gibbs. Gibbs, I would not mind at all in like the second round or something. But he's pretty good. Part of the top 6. I don't know. We don't need D-Hop. Yeah, we definitely don't. We don't have the money. We don't need DeAndre Hopkins. We got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. We can't afford to pay another receiver top dollar. We got to re-sign Devontae Smith at some point. This next year's going to be his 3rd year, so we're going to see. But hold on. See that, where's he? Is that Miles? Good luck in Carolina, man. Might take a Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. Are you talking about fantasy football right now? You guys are definitely talking about fantasy football. I'm just not even. So you got Goddard and Ingram already in Knox. You guys see, I gotta wait until we get closer to the season to even start thinking about fantasy football. Unless you guys are doing the legacy leagues and stuff. They're gonna be like a Kelsey or Ertz. I don't even know who that is, to be honest with you. I haven't even talked about or thought about tight end prospects because we got Goddard. I don't see us going and getting anyone. You guys are just talking about fantasy stuff. Good tight end depth, yeah. With Kelsey and Ertz. True, but run block. Okay, whatever. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I'm so behind. You said, hold up. To be honest, the Eagles might sign Zeke. Just making facts. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know. I mean, how much would he cost? Probably not too much. I haven't heard too much about Zeke ever since he got cut. He just got cut, and then I feel like I haven't heard anything. But I don't see the Eagles going and doing that. I think that if they are going to address their running back position at any point in this offseason moving forward, it's going to be in the draft with, Robinson or Gibbs. So Jets versus Lions, Super Bowl 60. I could see it. Wait. So this would be 58. Is Aaron Rodgers still playing at that point? Maybe. Let's see. Dynasty League. See, there we go. See, that's what. See, it's a Dynasty League. So that makes sense. Watch his tape. Who you talking about? I don't even know if I can pull up highlights. Like, I would love to. It might lag a little bit, and I don't know if I can without getting copyrighted. If I can, I will do it. But who are you talking about? Zeke sucks. Yeah, I don't want Zeke, by the way. I should have probably said that. Like, I don't see it as a realistic possibility, number one, but I just don't want him. Like, he's not – his yards per carry, I think, was last of all starting running backs last year. Like, he's pretty washed, and I don't want that. I'm not going to lie. There's no reason to go get him. We got, Penny as that little bruiser back. We don't need Ezekiel Elliott. What's going on, Niners? Bro, like, I'm surprised that some of these Niner fans stuck with me after the NFC Championship game. I don't think I was that annoying, but some people were pretty pressed. They I definitely pissed some people off. So people like this guy, Isaiah, what's his name, Mayorga, something like that. Like, I appreciate all the Niners fans that stuck around, but all them dudes were taken before my pick mock. Yeah, again, you guys are talking about fantasy. I'm not caught up with the conversation. We could sign Zeke and still Cowboys play. I don't like Zeke. I don't want him. Jeremy Usry. I could see Jets versus Lions next year. I think the Lions fans, the Lions themselves, CJ Gardner-Johnson, they're hyping themselves up a little bit too much. Like, don't get me wrong. I like the Lions. I think they're a talented team. I think they're going to the playoffs. I honestly think they're going to win the division. But Super Bowl, like, I don't see that happening. Like, they're a good team, but I don't think they're at the level that they can go to the Super Bowl next season. No offense to the Lions. I hope that they, I don't think they have. I heard something that says they don't have a division title in their history. Is that true? Because that's crazy if it is. But I hope they make the playoffs, but I don't think that they're at the level that they can win a Super Bowl. Hold up. Zeke is poopy. So just do it on your phone. My phone's the camera, man. I can't do it. If I do that, then my face is gone. Then it's even like I don't even know how I can do that. Yeah, I can't even pull it up. I can't even pull it up on the YouTube app and just sit here and be like watching them like an idiot. Because it's right here recording or working as the camera right now. So can't do that, unfortunately. Niners need a real quarterback. Dude, Brock Purdy is he's solid, but he's hurt right now. So they got Trey Lance that's going to be probably playing for the first half of the season for them. We're going to see how that goes. Lions fans after getting CJ are talking. I know it's crazy because like, what are people like? Lions fans have been coming on my videos and stuff and talking trash like, "Oh, we're gonna beat you guys in the NFC. We'll see you in the NFC Championship game. We're gonna crush you guys." Like, you guys haven't done anything. Like, you literally, what has your franchise accomplished? Why are you talking trash? Good job. You got CJ Gardner-Johnson. Your team's better. Good for you. Now stop. Stop talking trash because there's no need, man. It's crazy. Like, just stop talking trash. Like, just be happy that your team's, getting some solid pieces. It's the future is bright for sure, and I'm excited to see what they can do because I like the Lions. But it's like, stop it. Stop. Where did all the comments go? You're good, bro. You're not annoying like most Eagles fans. Most Eagles fans aren't even annoying. It's just like we get real passionate about our teams. I get why the perception is there, but it's just not true, man. There are some Eagles fans that are tool bags, but there's also that, sort of thing with every other fan base. So I don't think that, but I do appreciate, I'm not annoyed. I appreciate that, man. I do appreciate that. I like Lions, like Goff. I think the Lions like Goff. I do too. I mean, I don't see them doing anything at quarterback. I think, he's played solid enough to stay there. Their roster is good and very young. I agree. I'm an Eagles fan. Don't act like I'm a Lions fan. No, I'm not acting like you're a Lions fan. I'm just talking about Lions fans in general. I know you were just like pulling up or talking about something. What did you even say before? You said, I don't even remember. No, I know you're not a Lions fan. You think that you're an Eagles fan? You think the Lions could be in the Super Bowl? I don't. Let me calm down. I disagree. I don't think they're going to be in the Super Bowl. I don't think they can do that. But I don't think you're a Lions fan. Like Lions fans are. I don't know. I don't know. Some Lions fans are cool, but some Lions fans have been a little too hyped up recently. The Eagles have more playoff wins in 2023 than the Detroit Lions have had since 1953. Seriously, calm down. Lions fan, calm down. Eagles need a cheaper quarterback. I mean, what, dude? When you get a quarterback that's as good as Jalen Hurts, like, think about it. Jalen Hurts carried them in the Super Bowl, dude. Like, there's no, like, yeah, obviously it's easier to build a talented roster around a quarterback that's on a rookie scale contract, but it's just, it's not, that's not true. We're good with Jalen. We're good with Jalen. I think I'm fine. I'm not dissing you. I'm just saying some Lions fans are a little too hyped up right now, and they should calm down a little bit. Like, stop talking trash. You don't have a basis to talk on. I'm not trying to talk trash on Detroit. Like, I like the Lions. I do. Just like some Lions fans, because of this, CJ thing, they're getting a little too excited. Just be excited with your team, but don't start talking trash. Oh, we're doing this and that, and your team sucks, man. Like, stop. There's no reason to do that, especially since you guys haven't accomplished anything. Lions suck. I don't think they suck. I think they're making the playoffs, but Eagles need Hurts, bro. Exactly. To the playoffs. I see Detroit going to the playoffs. I agree with you. Excuse me. Who's Detroit drafting this year in round 1? Yeah, I don't know. Ask him that question. I got no clue what they're thinking. What happened to my screen? Oh, no, we're good. I'm missing some stuff. Hard to hate the Lions. Let me try to catch up here. It's hard to hate the Lions. I don't hate the Lions at all. I really don't. I'm just saying some of the fans are too excited right now. They just need to calm down a little bit. Whole defense going because of Hurts' contract. Not the whole. Look, we got back Slay. We got back Bradbury. We got back Fletch, BG. Probably going to draft a couple players. We got Nakobe Dean, who's going to step up in that linebacker spot. Jordan Davis waiting in the wings. Milton Williams waiting. We're chilling. Okay, we just got to get to safety, and I think we're going to be fine. We re-signed. So, yeah, exactly. We re-signed those two. So, what do you mean? The whole defense is not gone. He carried us in the Super Bowl, literally. He definitely did. So, I don't like the you might have just been trolling with that. Eagles need a quarterback that's cheaper, but, I mean, what are we going to do? Not pay Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He might be top 2. So, yeah, nah. Lions not getting. Yeah, they're definitely not getting a quarterback. I think they're fine with Goff, 100%. Man, what time is it? Okay, I gotta get out of here in like maybe 20, 30 minutes. So I gotta go to work, unfortunately. So the excellent O-line carried Hurts all season. Hurts only had 22 passing touchdowns. He had 15 rushing touchdowns too, I'm pretty sure. Was it 15 including the playoffs? Or it might have been 13 in the regular season, and then I don't even know how many was total. It was something like that. It was something like that. Like, it's not like the O-line carried. That's not true. That's just not true. Like, if you watch Jalen Hurts all season, he was making plays, man. He was making the right decisions. And a lot of the Eagles' offense is based off their run-pass option. And in the red zone, like, a lot of the reason that Hurts didn't have a bunch of passing touchdowns is because their red zone offense is pretty much like they run the ball and they run the RPO. And a lot of the time they'll do a read option with Jalen Hurts or something like that. So that's not true at all. You had to go through 4 QBs. Exactly. Sixers going all the way. I like to hear the Sixers comments. Dude, I'm excited about what the Sixers have been doing, man. If you guys do want to see like some Sixers live play-by-plays or something when we get to the playoffs, let me see it. Like, I know this isn't really a Sixers channel anymore. I might start a Sixers channel at some point, probably like in the off season if you guys would want to see that. But I miss covering the Sixers. So the Sixers have a good chance. James Harden's just kind of hurt right now, so he's got to get healthy. Plus 5 or more starters on defense, right? Yeah, but we got guys right. So, like, okay. guys like Marcus Epps, like he was a good safety, but he wasn't like this crazy game changer, right? He wasn't like this crazy game changer. I think Reed Blankenship can step up. Like he was good last season when he played. I think he can step up and fill that role pretty well, right? Then you got a linebacker. We lost both our linebackers. We got Nakobe Dean waiting. I think he's going to have a great season. You lost Javon Hargrave. Jordan Davis is going to step up, fill that role. So I'm okay with those 3 spots. Now we just got to fill this other safety spot. We brought back our corners. We brought back a lot of our defensive linemen. So I think we need a safety, and then we fill the linebacker spot with Nicholas Morrow. I think that's a little bit of a downgrade. I'm not saying the defense is better. It's a little bit worse. It's not as bad as some people are making it out to seem. Like whatever. This man is trolling right now. This Niners troll. He is trolling. I do appreciate the support on the channel though, because I know you're on these streams most of the time and a lot of my videos as well. So I do appreciate that. But you are trolling crazy right now. Where am I at? Your Niners offense is not even close to ours. The Niners offense, especially with the questions at quarterback right now, because Purdy's hurt. So, all right, yeah, this is trolling at its finest. He said Hurts is mid glorified running back. Exactly, he's elite. Goff is great when you build a system around him. Lions did that. Stop your Hurts. I see, I want to say it, but I'm not going to do it on stream. I'm not going to do it. Kraft talking, bro. QB sneaks don't happen without him. Watch other teams try it. Watch him break ankles. You high. Hurts is trash. Your cousin said it. All right, pal. Sixers winning it all. Facts. Let's hope. Do Sixer stuff. I want to. It's just how do I explain this? YouTube, if I do that, is going to screw me over, because the way it works is if I start posting Sixers stuff, a lot of people that watch my videos don't care at all about the Sixers or basketball or anything like that. So those people don't click on those videos, right? Impressions click-through rate goes down. Momentum on the channel starts to stall. Like if I start doing more and more Sixers stuff, it's a problem. I could do a couple Sixers streams, maybe a video here and there, but I'm not going to start, trying to split it up. Like I'm mainly going to be Eagles and mainly be Eagles and NFL from here on out. But I might start a Sixers channel because that's a way to combat that. Be a Philly guy. I am a Philly guy, man. I am a Philly guy. Except when it comes to some other sports. Like I don't really watch baseball. I don't really watch hockey. But football, basketball, huge fans of the Eagles and Sixers. So Mahomes got saved by a ref in the Super Bowl. That was a bad call. It's not why the Eagles lost, but that was not a good call. 22 passing touchdowns is not elite. Well, guess what? I told you why. I told you why. The red zone offense just, it's effective. We score points. It is what it is at the end of the day. It's not like, oh, he's only got 22 passing touchdowns. It doesn't mean he's worse. Like, he's making the right decisions consistently. Niners fan in the chat is just looking for attention. Don't mind. I'm reading it because I know this guy's a subscriber and he watches a lot of my stuff. And it's, a little fun back and forth. Jalen Hurts is him. Facts. Let's see. That's what Niners can't win if they can't score, buddy. If you can't score, you can't win. That's facts. Oh, my goodness. Where am I at? If you get cross fans, it could help. Yeah, and there are some people like that. And I get why you say that. But trust me, like I've been doing this 3 years now. For the past 2 years, even like up until probably like, I'll say like October-ish, I was doing both. And the Eagles stuff clearly did a lot better than the Sixers stuff. And it's just, it's just the way that YouTube works. If I did a Sixers separate channel, that might be a way that I could go back to it. Definitely would be okay with doing a couple play-by-plays, but ain't even I can't go back and do what I used to do. It's just not it's going to stall the momentum of the channel, and I don't want to do that. I'm doing well right now. I don't want to screw it up, Let's see. Brock Purdy not even worth 10 mil. He's not even worth 1 mil, neither. Okay. I'm subbed up. I know you are. That's why I'm reading your comments, even though you're trolling real hard right now. A guy who got to the playoffs year 2, got to Super Bowl year 3, and he was MVP runner-up. Jeez, bro, no wonder you love Purdy. Yeah, imagine taking the 49ers serious. You did. 49ers got some stuff to figure out. Like, their defense is great, but their quarterback situation is definitely in question. All right, let's see. I'm going to be on here for probably I'll give it like a solid another 15 minutes, and then I'm going to get off. I know this was a quick stream. I didn't really announce it. We don't have as many people in here as the past few, but it's fine because, it's fun to do these. And, yeah, I mean, I wanted to do something today because I didn't really have anything to make a video on. There wasn't any, crazy breaking news or anything like there's been pretty recently. So I just thought I'd come on here, talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on. So it's been fun. It's been good. Let's and this is in the middle of the day. If I had done it at night, maybe some more people could have tuned it. But that's cool. It's cool. I'm trying to have this load. Hold on. Talk about a couple other things here real fast. I don't know what's going on right now. Hey, if you guys haven't already, like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't done so just yet. We're almost at 10K, so hit the subscribe button if you have not already. Drop a like on the video. Or on the stream, excuse me. Yeah. Maybe just do a playoff run special showing. See, I was thinking maybe we do some play-by-plays in the playoffs, especially if they make it to the finals. That'd be good. Maybe. How does a 49ers fan change the label? How? Serious when they get a healthy QB for a whole season. Yeah, that's true. Because last year they were just flip-flop, and obviously we killed them in the NFC Championship game because we took out their quarterback. They just talk about how old the good one was. That's like Cowboys fans too. It's hilarious. Except the Cowboys okay, so I saw some power rankings post free agency, and they had the Cowboys ahead of the Eagles. How are you? I don't know. The Cowboys hype just it keeps The Cowboys hype keeps coming back every single offseason, and it's stupid because then by the time we get, far into the season and the Cowboys have gone through their, their disappointment of not living up to expectations, everyone's like, oh, well, we should have expected it. But then every single year we go back to the same thing. Do you live in Philadelphia? I live maybe 45 minutes to an hour outside Philadelphia. So definitely live in the area. That's why I'm a fan of these teams. It's been years since they haven't killed their QB. It's true. Can't take the Eagles seriously with that Swiss cheat. Okay. How many points did y'all score in the NFC Championship game? I don't care that Brock Purdy didn't play the whole game. You want to know why? Because that defense you're talking about took him out. And the guy that took him out was Hassan Reddick. And Hassan Reddick is still on the defense. No offense, man. Just no offense. Any news from Derrick Henry? Not that I've heard of. I would guess he's probably going to stay on the Titans. It was cool to have it was cool to talk about that for a minute, but I don't see anything happening, in regards to that. So that's whatever. Can't take the Niners defense serious when you're giving up. Exactly. 31 points. Niners defense, they got some talent, but we put up 31 points on that defense, and they were playing dirty too. Let's not forget that. Eagles have the least amount of Super Bowls in their own division. That's sad, but we've had the most recent success. So what really matters? Y'all are talking about the past. Swiss cheese like your offense. At least we have a defense. This back and forth is pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm bleeding. Why am I bleeding? It's fine. We'll live. Let's talk about a couple other things, real fast. So there's this Lamar Jackson stuff, which I think has been interesting. Says, report from Duff Kleiman, Lamar Jackson is ready to move on from the Ravens, a source told Mike Florio. Another source told him that Lamar does not want a fully guaranteed contract. Excuse me. Which is definitely... this whole Lamar Jackson thing is really weird because it's they could have avoided this by paying him, not this offseason, but the offseason prior. But I think the Deshaun Watson contract really screwed that up because he got paid so much. And now I don't even know, like, just because Lamar Jackson says he's ready to move on from the Ravens does not mean he's not going to be on the Ravens next season, because they have him, on this restricted franchise tag. So whatever team, gives him an offer, they might just match it, and he might be coming back to the Ravens for another season. It doesn't really matter what he wants, because the Ravens are the ones that have the control. But it'll be interesting. Like, I want to see how this whole thing plays out. I haven't really heard any other team super interested in him. I did hear the Colts for a minute. But like, I don't remember where I heard that, but I heard that the Colts might have interest in Lamar Jackson. But that doesn't really make sense to me, because they have a high draft pick, and I could see them drafting, a quarterback with their pick. So I don't know where he's going to end up. If I had to guess, I would say he probably ends up staying with the Ravens, even with this news. But it's definitely something to monitor. It's weird. It's a weird situation. Something I wouldn't want to see is him go to the Commanders, because, I think that instantly they have a solid roster, the Commanders do. It's just their quarterback situation. So definitely would not want to see him end up there. But we'll see how that all plays out, I guess. We'll go back to this. What do you guys think about that, if you want to give your thoughts? One-hit wonders, you guys, whatever. Can barely even make the Super Bowl. Facts. 49ers, you lost Jimmy Ward and scored 7 points. Niners is William Bernie's burner account, bro. Your defense can't stop the Eagles. What makes your defense so special? I'm not going to lie. Like, their defense is good, but the Eagles put up 31 points on it. So, like, I think at the end of the day, I still think the Eagles are the better team. I don't care how many players we've lost on defense. Like, I think, again, we've done a good job of keeping these guys around. And, or some of these guys around, bringing back some key pieces, because definitely some guys have left. But I think we've done a good job of bringing back other key guys and then filling other holes with cheap options. Now, we still have, obviously, the safety position that we need to address. And we got, maybe you could argue linebacker, but I honestly think they're probably done at linebacker. Like, I think we're pretty good. I don't think we're going to take probably a little step back, but I think if our defensive coordinator is a lot better than Gannon, I could see our defense being, maybe not quite as good, because we had 70 sacks last year, which is historic, but pretty good. You brought back the non-factor cornerbacks that fit. All right, bro. What is he? Oh, all right. He is trolling. Like, that's not even true. The non-factor corners, like, you mean the Pro Bowl and the All-Pro, those two guys? All right. So 49ers defense was amazing against us. It was about as good as it could have been, and we still put up 31. Defense wasn't disciplined that day. We had you guys 3 and out so many times. We got killed. That's their fault, bro. That's their fault. It wasn't 3 and out either. A lot of there's a couple of them. But I can't take the Niners seriously when your quarterback fumbles the snap in the NFC Championship. Desai over Gannon. Facts. I think Sean Desai is going to be better. Like, he, with the Bears, was pretty successful in his 1 year as the defensive coordinator. I just think, the run defense wasn't great under Sean Desai, but again, like, he was pretty successful in all the other areas. I'm excited to I'm excited to see what he can do. I got to give him his chance. Like, I wasn't thrilled when they hired him, but I definitely think he's going to be better than Gannon. So, we'll see how that all plays out. What else can I talk about here really fast? Did I have some other stuff that I wanted to mention? I might have. Yeah, not really. Today's kind of been a slow day, like, I feel like over this past week and a half, right, there's been a ton of stuff coming out. There's been breaking news here and there, and, I've been, like, rushing around, trying to balance everything, trying to cover everything possible, making all these videos. But today it's been slow. I had some time. I wished something broke last night so I could have woke up this morning and made a video on it. But yeah, it's been a slow day for sure. So I I just wanted to hop on stream, talk a little Eagles for a second. But yeah, hopefully something happens maybe tonight. Maybe not tonight, because I gotta go back into school tomorrow. And yeah, it's tough. Rocky was supposed to knock us out. Dude, that was so annoying. Why do You guys don't learn. Why do you mess with a Rocky statue? Like, stop messing with it. And then you talking about Brocky. Like, Brocky literally got KO'd in the first quarter. So if it was 3 and out, how do we put up 31 points? Well, he was saying, like, oh, we had 3 and outs, but then their defense bailed us out with penalties. But, like, I do remember they had some penalties, and, like, a lot of the argument was like, oh, the refs were – it's 49ers versus refs. But at the same time, it's like, bro. Like, your players are the ones that were undisciplined and decided to sit there and commit these stupid penalties. Like, I remember Mufunga specifically just, like, shoving Jalen Hurts out of bounds for an extra 15 yards. That's the one I remember because it made me so mad because it was literally a dirty play. But he said, but did you win the Super Bowl? Well, no, but you guys didn't make it. We beat you, so. So Joey Shakes. Niners all day was exposed as a Cowboys fan, and Joey Shakes. Like, was he really? No way. No way. Joey Shakes live. I like Joey Shakes. Joey Shakes is a good content creator. I'm sure if you guys watch my stuff, you know who that is. But sub him up if you haven't already. He's a good content creator. He puts out tons of videos. Don't need to like the stream if you're sitting here watching. Less likes than viewers isn't okay. Hey, facts. If you are here, like the stream. I appreciate it. I know, again, random stream, middle of the day, didn't really announce it, but if you guys are in here, I do appreciate it. There's 24 people in here right now, which is pretty solid for being, 2:58 p.m. Nothing's really going on. Like, everyone in here, appreciate it, but like the stream if you are enjoying. He exposed you, bro. Don't be jealous. Oh, what's up, Caleb? How you doing? Are you still at school, bro? Don't be jealous the Niners defaulted and ours didn't. Facts. Now it's just, I think our defense, it's going to have a little bit of a, I don't want to say regression. It's not going to be quite as good, but it's still going to be solid for sure. We get Bijan. Just imagine him with Hurts and Penny. That may be the greatest offense in Philly history. And don't forget Kenny Gainwell. Don't forget Dallas Scott. Don't forget A.J. Brown. Don't forget Devontae Smith. Don't forget the best offensive line in football. Dude, that would just, like, Bijan Robinson on this team would be absolutely insane. It would be absolutely insane. Like, I'm telling you, they need to make it happen. They need to make it happen. Still salty. You can't take a lot. He's trolling, man. Oh, you Bernie. Hey, you know what? Joey Torx has trash content. Joey Burks. What am I talking about? Joey Shakes is a knowledgeable guy, and he's consistent. I do appreciate that, though. I appreciate you saying that you like my content better. It's definitely different. I mean, people prefer different stuff. Joey Shakes probably knows more than I do, if I'm going to be honest. Like, he's probably a more knowledgeable guy than me. But I think I'd make up for that with my style. So I do appreciate that, though. I appreciate that. I wasn't talking about the Super Bowl. Wait, what are you talking about? Niners default and ours. Exactly. You're talking about in the NFC Championship game. Bernie. No. If you haven't subbed up Joey Shakes, go ahead and do that because he's a good content creator. Good Eagles content creator. What do you think about Bijan? Yeah, dude, I want it to happen. I want it to happen, dude, because I'm telling you, adding him would just make this offense so much more dynamic, and you're going to have him for 4 to 5 seasons, that elite production at the running back position for a cheap price because, draft pick, you're not going to have to sign him to a big contract. Like, excuse me. It would be so good to just get him on this offense. Like with Jalen Hurts and you have that RPO and they got to account for Bijan Robinson. Like so much attention is going to be paid to him. You probably won't have to run Hurts as much, but if you do, it might work even more effectively. And then you obviously have the RPO where you can drop back and pass it to AJ, Devontae, Goddard. It would be crazy. So let's see here. Joey Shakes. Yes, facts. Joey Shakes. Oh, you're correcting. Be a scary offense with Robinson. I just hope if we grab him, we trade down for him if possible. I agree. If we can trade down to get him, that's obviously ideal because you don't reach to get. I don't want to say reach though because he's definitely one of the more talented players in this class. It's just like players or teams don't want to take a running back that early. So I completely get, wanting to trade down. But if we can't trade down to get him, I would still take him at 10, to be honest with you. Make good content, bro, even as a Niner fan. I do appreciate that. I appreciate that. If we had Bijan, our offense would be crazy. Our offense is already really good. And, adding Bijan Robinson to that would just make it even more unstoppable. All right, I'll stay on here for a couple more minutes. If you guys want to say anything else that you absolutely want me to read or whatever, you can go ahead and say it, because I got to get off here and go to work soon, unfortunately. Oh, what's going on? Sorry, but wait. You guys are we good? Are we good? It's lagging really bad. Hold on. Is it fine? I saw we were lagging a little bit. But yeah, like I was saying, I got to get off here in a little bit, unfortunately. But if you guys want me to want me to say anything or read anything, I gotta get off soon. So just say it real fast. What'd you say? Morrow and Evans press conference starting soon. I didn't even know that. You know what? I want to watch that as well. I don't think I can watch that on stream, but I would like. I would like to watch that as well, but I have to go soon. Draft a linebacker. Draft or trade for a linebacker. We just signed Morrow. I think we're pretty much set at the linebacker position, to be honest with you. We don't value the linebacker position that high, so I don't see us drafting one. And then I don't know what we would trade. What linebacker would we trade for? I think, Howie's pretty much gone out, found a cheap guy that has high upside in Morrow. So I think we're pretty much set there. Thanks for the stream, buddy. Gonna go watch press conference. All right, that's cool, man. I'll see you. Thank you for being in here, Jeremy. You said nothing lagged. I don't know, on my screen, my bad. On my screen, it lagged really, really bad. I don't know. Why you gotta go? Because I got work in 20 minutes. So I gotta get off and go, but I might quit soon, to be honest with you guys. So I gotta get ready to go do that. So I'm out, bro. Catch me on the Dan Sileo show. All right, bro. I'll see you. When does the press conference come on? I guess, according to whoever that is, pretty soon. But thanks, bro. Yeah. All right, guys. I wanna keep going, but I think I should probably be done. Let's get to about 30 more seconds, and I'll be out of here, because I gotta go. I gotta go to work, unfortunately, as much as I don't want to. Gotta do it. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I know this was kind of random. Didn't really have that much to talk about. I was just kind of reading chat. We were kind of just hanging out, talking Eagles for a little bit. But I do appreciate everyone being in here. I know it was random, but yeah. All right, so yeah, we're gonna get up out of here. Appreciate you guys watching. Tune into the next stream. Next video will probably, assuming someone's got to happen, but next video will probably be out either tomorrow or on Friday, depending on what goes down here. But all right, with that being said, appreciate you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next stream, next video, whatever for some reason it decides to.